Hello. Welcome in. You will notice, anyone who comes here regularly, that today I put my actual time, or maybe you didn't. I put in the thumbnail that I would start at 1:30, but then I think I put in the preview that I was starting at 1, but I never start at 1. It's 1:30. Yesterday was a very busy day. This morning has been no exception. But I put on my StreamYard 1:40 because I knew I was going to be 10 minutes late. And boom, I'm exactly 10 minutes late. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found me. My name is Lucinda. Nice to meet you. I hope everyone's having a great day. I don't pay for StreamYard yet because they don't have a big enough following. So I get 20 free hours. And with my Monday and Friday live sales, I hit that 20 hours right at like 2 days before it resets every time. So I couldn't even upload that I was coming on till this morning. But I'm here. And today's theme is not blackberry and sage, although that would be interesting. Purples and greens and boho or something. There's a theme. I was inspired by a bunch of very old art books from a very famous artist from the 1920s through 40s. And so I decided today was going to be an art themed jewelry and household items. Monday is jewelry and household vintage. So I think I brought a very interesting smattering of art themed. It's a little different from what I usually bring, but not entirely because I'm eclectic. I'm eclectic. In my life, in my taste, in my everything. So, if you win and bid an item, no, backwards. I'm also in a fibroflare, so fibromyalgia. So if words come out funny, that's why. If you bid on and win an item today, and I don't know you, and you're new, well, that would be fabulous, number one. But number two, I need you to email me right there, mscwalker@att.net. I need you to email me your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping with zip code, and your PayPal email address. I bill using PayPal, and I ship using Pirate Ship. Pretty much that's what everyone does on these YouTube live sales. Although some people are starting to use PayPal's integrated shipping app. It's easier. It's all in one place. And it's the same 30% or a little bit more discount from going straight to the USPS post office. So I may start doing that, seeing if I can transfer my list of customer names over there. But whatever. I do 2-week build a boxes, and this is week 1 of the 2 weeks. And I have my live sales Mondays that are a themed household and jewelry, vintage and antique items, and Fridays show and tell jewelry. Okay. I always put out a preview, so you can always go and watch that and drop in the chat something you see that you're interested in if you can't stay or don't want to stay. Or I often put more items than I can get to in one sale. So that may be one of the items that you're very interested in, but I don't get around to it. So take advantage of that feature. And I don't do recaps. So at any time, if you come in later or when you're rewatching, you can always go to your settings and double the speed of how you're watching it times 2. Breeze through and drop in the chat. Hey, Lucinda, what about that carved mineral frog? Can I see that? And I will say, absolutely. I will say, absolutely, you can. Even if you wind up seeing it and then you decide, oops, I just dropped some books. Excuse me. And then you decide, you know what? It's nice, but I don't want to see. I don't want to buy it. But thank you for showing it. That's fine. Okay? That's all fine. So, I am my own mod. I'm working on getting to 500. And when I do, I'll be having a 10-pound jewelry jar giveaway to those 500 subscribers. This week, I'm going to be adding some nicer quality items to it. And I will do a short on that. Last housekeeping is I have 3 packages that will go to the post office tomorrow. And I will finish. I think I have 2 or 3 people that I need to invoice tomorrow. And then once they pay, those packages should be out before Friday's sale. If anyone can think of anything else or has any other questions for me, drop them in the chat. The more engagement I get in the chat, by the way, excuse me, the more lively I get and the more inclined I am to stay and hang out with you. I love hanging out with you. But when it gets to, and if it gets to a point where I just type in numbers over and over and over again, everyone's bored. And so at that point, I leave. Now, that hasn't happened to me in a while, but it doesn't mean it won't. It does. There are days when it's just not a good day. And, since I come on twice a week and I'm also a full-time caregiver, I can't stay on for 7 hours at a time. I don't know, especially also with fibromyalgia. I can't. I wish I could. If I could, I could show my items over and over and, all of them and but I can't. So chat engagement helps, saying hello, asking questions, all that good stuff. So let me do this. And I'll get started. This is the first time I've ever had this drink. I didn't even know they had it. I try not to go to Starbucks for my own reasons. And it's called Blackberry Sage. And I asked them, is it a tea? What is it? They couldn't answer me. And I have to say, while there's blackberries floating on the top, I don't really taste the sage. So I don't know what they're talking about, but there it is. It's a drink. It wet my whistle. Okay. Since I don't have very many people in, I'm going to start with I'm going to start with something small. Let's do that. Now, so all of this has an art theme. What does that mean? It means it was hand carved. It is hand woven, metal wired beads in jewelry. It is actual art how-to books. It is cut glass. It is something that reflects being handmade. Yeah. And I love that StreamYard has my banner right today, so I can leave my price up. Thumbs up. Okay, these start at $8. And I also brought some shells and shell art. So I thought, how perfect are these little guys? You can see what they are. Genuine mother of pearl pierced earrings. And they're just teeny tiny little carved pineapples. I think they're really sweet. I would say these are probably based on the cardstock and the tortoise shell. And this, they were probably picked up in some place like Hawaii and probably in the 70s, 80s, just because of the amount of trouble they went to with a fancier card to stick them on. And they're teeny tiny, but I think they're precious. I think they'd be lovely for anyone to wear. And they start at $8. They are pierced, gold tone. I seriously doubt they're gold filled. I didn't even look because I just doubt it. The other clue to me that they're older is the style of clip back. Clip? Post? These that you put over the post. See how they have like a kind of ruffle? That's more like a 60s and 70s, even into the early 80s. And then they started doing, just the plain and the plastic, those big honkin' plastic backs. I really don't like those. Although the heavier earrings, they help them to stay on. But I don't like them. I think it's just a way that jewelers cheap out on things. They're a touch over a half an inch tall. So they are very tiny. 2 little mother of pearl pineapples. A lot of color in the sunshine. $8. You know anyone that loves the tropics? You got a teenager in your life? You love mother of pearl? $8. There you go. Okay. They are going down over here. How is everyone? Good, I hope. I'm having a fibromyalgia flare, which means my whole upper body hurts a lot and my brain is very foggy. But it's a beautiful sunshiny day. The temperature is a little higher than it was yesterday. I got myself this blackberry sage thing. I feel pretty good about that. I'll take my blessings where I can get them. Okay, let's do another jewelry item. And let's remove the $8 start. Ellen, hello. I have not seen you. No, wait. It's Eileen. It's not Ellen. Hi, Eileen. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hi. Or you haven't said hello. So hi. Hi. These start at 30. And to me, these are art. These are art. They are Renoir. And to me, all the costume jewelry, copper. Let's see if I can get that to show that Renoir did, is art. All of it. There it is. Renoir. And like I've said many a time, I sold tons of Renoir back in 2000, 2001 through to like maybe 2004 when I was hot and heavy on eBay. And I'm down to about 4 or 5 pieces that I've pulled out of my box. These are clip-on earrings, and I love them. Now, Renoir's always a little hard to date. These are either from, say, the late 30s or early 50s. And I love Renoir because of the copper work and the style. There just isn't another maker other than, see, the word's going out of my head. The person, Matisse. Matisse. It's like industrial. It's just different. industrial isn't the right word, but words are going to be hard today. So bear with me. So they are this triangle like that. And I love them. Clip-on earrings. Renoir is one of those names that's, for me, always been a mark of a high-end costume jewelry maker, and something that I have many pieces in my personal collection and always will. Look at them on. Now, that's a little sideways, of course. Isn't that beautiful? They have movement. They have something to say. They're like, here I am. All the type of things that I like in jewelry. And look out, they're really nice on my ears. If I could wear clip-ons, I would. I have people coming in and out. I know there's a lot of other people who are coming on, and, you know, if I don't get someone in that like first 10 seconds with our new social media culture, they bounce out and they might come back. And that's okay. Everyone has their own place and their own style that they like and where they want to be. So they are just shy of an inch tall, just shy of an inch. And if anyone doesn't know Renoir, look them up. And they're a half an inch wide. A half an inch wide. These are such a great example of that time period. I want to say, good Lord, it's not, well, it's kind of modernist. It's not brutalist Renoir style. It's, I don't know. I should look it up again and get the right word. But so these, for your consideration, are 30. And look them up. If someone comes in later and is interested, let me know. So Eileen, how are you? Are you good? Is it warm where you are? Is it freezing? Are you safe? Is everything okay? And those, I know they're 30. And I, am probably asking near the top or at the top of what those go for on eBay. And I should probably think about that. I should probably lower the price. It's just that I'm so addicted to Renoir. But if I want to truly sell them, that becomes the issue, right? Do I want to truly sell them? I probably need to lower it. Ooh. Eileen. Yucky. I lived in snow. I'm not, I don't want to do that. So I'm bouncing a lot, and that's what I'm going to do. And I don't have a lot of people. So that makes it a little more, what should I bring? What should I do? And I don't do recaps. So that too makes it, when there's not a lot of people in here, it's kind of like, well, what do I do now? What should I do? I'm going to do another less expensive piece of jewelry. And then I'm going to do some of the art household. Maybe pull up a couple of those art books. They're so cool. So this starts at 16. And it is a newer one. It is a newer one. And it does not have its hang tag anymore, but I recognize it. And I've had many of these over the years. And also in plastic, which, believe it or not, I'm a plastic fanatic. So I love the plastic. This is a modern, small. It is not gold. It is gold tone. There's nowhere on the class that it says anything about gold. These are the multi-rainbow colored Australian crystals. That is glass. And let's see, where's the clasp at on this thing? Here you go. It's long. Here's the clasp. And it's obvious that this is more modern, sometime in the 2000s. I can just tell the construction is, just a little bit less than on the ones I have that are older. So let's see, there's black, clear, but it's still beautiful. And these are Australian crystals. Red, clear, blue, clear, light blue, purple, blue. There's green on here. And this is a good price for this, even with this being a more modern piece of Australian crystals. There's a green glass. This probably cost in a store, $35, $40. They wrap the crystals with the metal right there, and then hook it together with the jump rings. They're a little bit smaller, and just the overall construction is less than the older ones. It's also lighter, but it's still, for $16, these crystals, the length of this, it's a lovely, lovely piece. I don't think you could double it once you had it on, even with the clasp, but I do think that you could make it so this part is tight and then you have it going down. And I will throw it over my head and then give you a measurement. See, it's just it doesn't weigh anything. And if you have any issues like I do with your upper body or your neck, but you still want to wear really pretty and fancy, this qualifies as fancy jewelry. This is a perfect piece for you. And it just falls right to the beginning of the cleavage. So I'm going to guess it's about 24 inches around altogether, but I will measure it. Got very long plastic earrings on and my hair up in a crazy messy bun. I just that was what I got today, so I rolled with it. Take your blessings where you can get them. That's my motto. Do the best you can and just get her done. So yeah, it's about 15 inches on each side. So it's 30 inches long in total, starting at 16. 2000s multicolored rainbow Australian crystals. Really sweet. Very nice. I'm sure you can see how it would sparkle in the sun. So if anyone comes in later and is interested, drop it in and let me know. And I do have one or two of these that is, from the 70s or 80s, and they're a little bigger and the construction is more sturdy. So if you like this type of thing, but you want one that's a little older, well, you can email me. You can drop it in the chat. I'll make note of it and get back to you, later in the week. Yeah, because I listen to my friends and they ask me things like, Do you have any really chunky clampers? I had someone ask me once a long time ago. And I didn't really have exactly what they wanted, but then I started keeping my eyes out. And, I found one that they wound up liking. So, I'm here to accommodate, and I like the unique, I like movement, I like art, I like dynamic, and I am eclectic in how I decorate and what goes together for me. So that's what you're going to find on this channel. Again, anyone who is here, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I hope you see something that you like, and I hope you can give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you'd like. So let me show the first two of these that I'm going to show this sale. And they are, I bought these from someone and I fell in love. So Start Choice. $14. Okay. And if anyone wants to come in and say hi and ask questions, I would love that. Keeps me, like I say, energized. And because I'm having a fibro flare, I need that oomph, just a little more. So this is Walter T. Foster. This one is How to Draw and Paint Birds. Now, it does look like someone put DH right there. I have no idea why. So this has Lynn Bougie Hunt. Bougie? Is she bougie? I don't know how to pronounce that. Look at these birds. This originally cost $2. Down here he put out a whole huge series of books. Walter T. Foster. This originally cost $2. They are all in medium to great condition. So they're somewhere in between. Now, I don't want to know about this, but once they leave my hands, you are free to learn how to draw, to keep them around and use them as vintage displays, or to cut out the color pictures and frame them. That is on you. A lot of people do that. So let's see. I was looking for a date. I'd like to, then I'm going to show you some pages. Boy, there's so many of them. Order by number. These came from Tustin, California. Wow, Tustin, California. And see, they had the list at that time of all the different ones that were available. And see, I can see right on the back, someone must have put their coffee cup on the back. But I'm not seeing a date. But if you go online and look them up, you can find a date. They are oversized. So see here, this one starts with How do you draw a bird? And it goes step by step. And then it also has this fabulous color. So for anyone who's an artist, or if you wanted to cut this up and put like the little duck down there, little mallard, or his parents in a frame. These are the original, like how to do this. They even have how to do the inside and the wings so you can get to the movement and the flight and the claw. Look at these beautiful pictures. Wild turkeys. I have these roaming around on my homestead, usually in groups of about 30. So that's something you could frame. But you can also just learn to do the art. All the ducks on the waterfront or at a lake. So you get the idea, right? Oh, look at these. Ringneck pheasants. I'm a birder, by the way. I lost a lot of people. They're like, I don't care about your bird book. I get it. And how about the quails? So in each, these books are big, big, big. I mean, you know, so there they are. So that's, I'm not doing all of them right now. I picked 2. So that's the bird. And then trying to put it where it's not going to get damaged. This is the second choice. Portraits in oil. This woman is on the one hand really stunning. And on the other hand, she kind of looks a little sad more than happy to me. There's something very pensive, if you will. And this one cost $1. So I believe these, the ones that cost $1, were from the 40s. And the $2 started being in the late 50s, if I remember correctly. This one is a little bit more fragile. And who do they have? Stella Mackey helped out here. Stella Mackey. Look at this lady. I think whoever did that, and I think it's Stella Mackey, did a really good job. I think this, look at these ladies. Boy, I'd like to wear a dress like that. No corsets, though. Thank you very much. Vintage lifestyle, not vintage. Horribleness. Look at her. She looks like so many people's grandparents, doesn't she? And even mothers. Oh, she's they're beautiful. Here's the lady on the front. And of course, on this page, these other pages is all about how to draw them. The Pope. Classic. When my dad saw this, he said, so that's me, right? Because when he graduated with his PhD, that's exactly how they dressed him up. This is this man here. Classic. 1930s through 50s man. Classic. And I was delightfully happy to find that they included a person of color. Yeah, very unusual. And look at that. Look at the layers. My goodness. Can you imagine being able to produce that? I'm not an artist in that way. And then the end of the book, and it has a bunch of ways of colors and how to mix them. And this one is actually from Foster Art Service. So they must have started with Foster Art Service in Laguna Beach, lithographed in USA. So these are all lithographs. All of the books are lithographs. So those started at your choice for $14, and I have 3 more. one of which has a lovely, like, kind of pinup girl. I showed that to my dad. He was then we got into the whole discussion of how, back decades and decades, men had their workshops in their garage and always had the pinup girl calendars, right? Yep. I used to have pinup girl calendars, the really old ones by the famous artists. Wish I still had them. And my husband had them. Beautiful. But, he had a toy store and he was always like trading this to get that. And they wound up going somewhere at some point. Okay. I'm going to show another household item. Some things are choice, some things are not. This item, unfortunately, was sold to a really sweet friend of mine who used to come to my sales. And then she lives on a farm and had a problem with using like the device that she uses and couldn't get into PayPal. And, I tried really hard to work out some way she could pay me except sending me a check. And it didn't happen. So, and then I sent the item, but it got returned. So I've been sitting on it for 3 months waiting to see if anything worked out. And it didn't. So now I'm bringing it. It is from the 1900s through to about the 1930s. Maybe 1940s, some of them. This one is a tray geisha ware. And it's a little bit different than a lot of the typical designs. It does have, and it's cold painted. This is all cold paint. If you clean this, it will come off. In that, there's only one geisha. These cherry trees are like moriage raised dots. Here is like the statue type prayer. I forget exactly. Kind of they mimic a temple. And it looks like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is a cemetery. And these are either trees or a type of flag. And there's the bridge over the river. Here's this typical kind of little added decoration. Hi, Anna. How's it going? How are you? I hope you're warm. So why I'm saying this is a little different is because these that I find generally have at least two geishas, a man, a dwelling, Mount Fuji, which would be higher, and a waterway. And this one is very different in that it just has the one lady and it does not have a dwelling. And instead, I believe those are gravestones. So this is a rare and unusual, is what I'm going to say, geisha ware piece. Now, I did a dive because it had been a while on geisha ware. This is porcelain. And I hadn't done it in a while. And I was reminded that there were several districts in Japan that made these through to right after World War II and during the war. And they would put like a cup and saucer or maybe this tray in a bag of their tea. And it would be a freebie giveaway when you bought their tea. So I have this and I'm bringing a cup edged in green. There is hardly any green geisha ware listed anywhere. I looked all over the internet because So this is 5 inches long, the tray, 5 inches long and 3 inches wide. I looked all over the internet because I bought it and I was really excited. And then I was like, I don't see green geisha ware, green edged. Is this a fake? Is this a reproduction? I started getting like, uh-oh, I got tricked. But no, it's actually the one I'll show you is from a different region and they used green, but there's hardly any listed. And these are see-through. This one is a little thicker than others, but this is like rice thin porcelain. This is a little thicker also. You can, on the other ones, you can see your finger on the background. So this started at 15, and I bought several plates, but I'm not bringing them today. But if there's anyone who comes in who's a geisha ware collector, I would be happy to email you photos of those. Okay? Yep. Let's put this over here. Okay. Anna, are you doing well today? Are you warm? Are you safe? I'm in a fibro flare. So I am Mondays and Fridays. Kathy, how's it going, lady? Mondays and Fridays, all my sales, I spend time talking and pointing things out. And I generally move a little slower, but because of my fibro thing all the way down through my arms, my fibromyalgia flare, I'm going a little faster than I usually would. So forgive me. This is going to be, today is art themed. So every Monday, I promised that I would come up with a theme. So that's what I did. And sorry about that. That's what I did. And, I went hard, MCM and then Victorian. And so this week I was like, art. Those books were the first thing. And then I looked at some other things. And I was like, art. And then I went out and I bought a few pieces that fit into that genre. So, to my brain it's called brain fog. But so today I'm going a little faster because of the fibromyalgia flare and the brain fog. Because I usually spend a lot of time chatting and whatnot. Kathy, how are you today? I'm glad you could stop in. What are you making today? Kathy's always making something. What are you making? What are you doing? Tearing apart beads, sewing aprons. Kathy is a wonderful craftsperson and a wealth of knowledge. So these are older glass. See the bottom? Hand blown, tiny miniature Kathy vases. And there's 2 of them hand painted. And I just thought they were really sweet. And, they're from like the 60s and 70s. Could be earlier, but I'm going to leave it at that because I can't be exactly sure. And this one has a huge, like, hanging. I'm going to go with like a tiger lily, red tiger lily, maybe a daisy or a peony. And it's painted really well. It has a lot of depth. So see, we're on the art theme, hand painted. And it's just really sweet. The detail, look at the leaves. And then here, that's a whole different flower with, those aren't Irish bells, not at all. Those are white. What are the purple tulips that aren't opened yet? I'm not sure. And then here is yet one more unopened flower. So there's 3 different flowers and they're tiny. This is one of them. They're teeny tiny. And the glass, see, I'd like to say these are older than the 60s, like older, because the glass is thin. Listen. That's not helpful. Hold on. You hear the high-pitched ring, almost like it has crystal in it. I can't say they're older than that, the glass, but it's possible. And are they potentially from another country? Maybe. So this is the other one. You see how that one was short and squat? This one is tall and skinny. Has the same similar top. So these were not painted by someone at home. They were painted and then sold this way. And so it kind of reminds me of Italian. Yeah, berries. That makes sense. And this one, see how I think that's a lily. See all the little stamens with the red point? I think it's a red lily. And now, look, these purple flowers, the other ones were closed. This has opened. And here's those same little purple flowers. So I just thought these were really sweet. And they just, they go in with the art theme. It has a purple line around the bottom. I really do think, here's the glass on the bottom of this. I really do think these were made in like Italy or Portugal, maybe in as early as the 50s, but I'm going with the 60s, even though the glass is so thin. And they were made as little tourist gifts and brought over. So your choice 7. They're tiny. So remember, today's theme and styling is all about art. It's all about art. And it's all about how you can incorporate an art decor into what you already have, or start that if you don't have a style yet. 3 inches tall and almost 3. So this one is 3 inches tall. This pretty little thing. And this one is 3.5 inches tall. And again, they are hand painted. They're not coated. Don't wash the outside. I think they'd be beautiful together in your kitchen window with little tiny plant cuttings or little teeny tiny wildflowers that you go out and pick, or whatever you want. Maybe nothing, just put them in the window. Your choice 7. Thank you for looking. I'm putting them over here because they are paper thin, and I don't want them to break. Okay. How is everyone? Kathy, are you doing well today? Healthy, happy, and wise? I'm going to do this little thing. People who come to my channel for a while know and have seen this. I'm going to do it again. And let me get rid of that price. This is art. This is malachite carved geisha. Girl. Now, you know what occurs to me, and this was not deliberate, and the whole thing isn't like that, but there's quite a lot of an Asian theme. Sometimes things get put together and I don't even notice it till later. But I love her. I mean, she is just a little thing to display, but I know she's older and she's just what you see. She's got a little bento box. Here's her collar. She's got her little hair tie, the traditional cut, her kimono. I think I figured out down here is even her little foot. And then this is how thin she is. And I believe this is probably from the 50s or 60s. And see, there's the back with the malachite. I really like her. I just don't, I have had her down on a table. I would like to have her standing up. And at my homestead, I don't have a good place to stand things. It's hard to explain. You would have to go to my house and see. But see how well carved she is? I really like her. And I have been at a loss as to why she hasn't sold, but you know, Kathy, you're away. But she will sell one day. She's 2¼ inches long. And I've never seen a piece like her, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. And 3/4 inches wide at her widest. So I just think, do you got a tiki room? She's not really tiki. Do you collect geisha ware? Do you like Asian art? I mean, just the carving and the malachite is worth more than $17. And I bet she cost around $25 new. So think about it. Let me know. Okay, she's going back over here. I like to fidget with her. Uh-oh. Hi, everyone else. Thank you for being here. I love chat engagement, but lurkers are fine. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for lurking. Okay, I'm going to do these incredibly stunning Weiss rhinestone bakelite earrings now. I've only shown them once, and I showed them, and nobody wanted them, and I was like, say what? So why are they art? Because of their beauty. Because of who made them, because of the rainbows that they throw off. I did a short on these, the rainbows that they throw off everywhere in the sun. Oh my Lord. I bought these from someone who had no idea what they had. I had an idea. And the minute I got them in my hands, I was like, holy Moses, they're bakelite. And then the rhinestones are very high quality. If you saw my short And you can see just right here, the sparkle in these is insane. Now, let me show you the back. These are on, there's a couple pairs listed. And that's how I learned they were Weiss. But they say celluloid, they say plastic. Well, I tested them and I know from the look and the feel, they're Bakelite. Look at that. So I'm going to show you. They curve around. They are cream colored. See the curve? Almost like someone put their thumb in there and smashed it down when you're making pottery. You can see how you can almost see the rhinestones. There's the back. Now, the one caveat about these, if you're a purist and you want that maker's name for your collection, these do not have the Weiss name on them. And so what I believe happened, and I have no idea how or why this would have happened, but okay, they're old. These are from the late 30s to maybe early 50s. You see how this is just kind of glued on right there with that plastic strip? Well, so were the Weiss clips. So all I can think of is maybe sometime during the war, the clips came off and someone repaired them with some other clips. Because they are Weiss. So if you're a purist, that would be a problem. But they work just fine. They're stunning. $36 for these Weiss Bakelite with this is, I mean, if I was a big channel with lots of people coming in, I would be starting these at like $50. I would. That's a fact. So here you go. Look at these. The hands up beauty. That's all I know. These are just incredible. They are clip-on, but oh my Lord, they're incredible. Look at that. Look at me. I now look, if I didn't have these on, I am now going out on the town and in the sun, the rainbows are going to be everywhere. Watch my short on these earrings. You will see what I'm talking about. Just even the post with me holding these in my hand with the sun. Incredible. Okay. And they are, see, this is where I can't wear, this is why I can't wear clip-ons. My one ear sets a little different from my other, and it doesn't work. And these are very comfortable clip-ons. So that is great. They are 1 and a little over 1/4 inches long, almost 1.5, but not quite. And 1 1/4 inches wide in this cupped oval shape. Here's the back once again. Stunning. If anyone watches on the replay, reach out. These are like the star of almost any show when you're talking about costume jewelry. And to me, they are art. To me, they are art. But, and that's, not everyone would think so much of these. A lot of people would be like, and maybe some of you are like, what? Those are boring. Who cares? But that's okay. I'm in love with plastics. So to me, finding a Weiss Bakelite, such high quality rhinestones from that time period, yeah, I'm in love. I'm in love. So, for anyone who's here who wants to play, I have a trivia question for you. So, a lot of you know me and have heard me talking. So, 4 bands: The Clash, Prince, Led Zeppelin, or Santana. Which one do you think was my favorite concert and which one was my least favorite, even though I enjoyed them all? The Clash, Led Zeppelin, Prince, Led Zeppelin, Santana. If you want to play, play. Okay. I brought a lot of items that are a little bit less expensive today, but some higher price. But I generally run in the 20s to 30s and even 40s to 60s with some things. And today I was like, I'm going to bring some nice art, but lower end today to be more accommodating. So this starts at 14. So if anyone wants to play about the band question, concerts, let me know what you think. My favorite and my least favorite, even though I love them all. Look at that piece of dog hair. Kathy. So this was strung together in what looks to be the clasp, looks to be 60s. Clasp. It's very small. It's a nicer quality screw clasp. I like it. And these beads, the pink, the green, and the red in a twist, these are, like 1960s, 1970s tops beads. They're older beads, but they're not antique beads. And the color wave is also just a little bit different while still being very pretty. They're very smooth on your skin. And I liked that. Again, see, I'm eclectic and I like movement. I like things that are just a little different. And I thought this was really nice. So it is only, let's see, how many strands is it? So here you have the holder for the strands, and it's just 3 strands wrapped. But they did a great job. The beads are older. Oh, look right there. In the red, there's a pink bead in the middle. I wonder if that continues or if that was just a mistake. That's the first time I've noticed that. I just really like the simplicity, but also there's movement, if that makes any sense to any of you. It's a nice long one. You guys, I'll tell you in a minute. So you can undo the clasp, but it's always interesting doing this stuff with glasses on. Oh, and I wore a good shirt to show this off. It starts at 14. It's very simple, but look at it. Minus these earrings, there are. I've got a really nice, simple 1960s, 1970s bead twisted necklace on. and it's elevated my outfit, and all I've done is thrown this over my head. $14. I think that's good. I like it. So it goes to here. So again, it's going to be that same size of, what was the Australian crystals? I think it was about 30. So it's about 30 inches long, 15 on each side. Yep. And it's slightly heavy because it's a heck of a lot of beads. You couldn't buy the beads for $14. You couldn't buy the beads for $14. Oh, can you see my poodle pin? Yeah, this is, look at my poodle pin, y'all. Talk about loving plastic. I love this poodle. Thank you, Eileen. I love this poodle. So, okay, the guesses on the concerts. So, Kathy got it. So the order is Prince, Purple Rain. Oh, Purple Rain. Prince, Purple Rain. Oh, what a gorgeous man. Ooh, great in concert. And my least was The Clash. Now, I'm a punk rocker, or I was, and I still listen to some of it. And I really loved The Clash on CDs, on vinyl. But in concert, they were just so loud and so screaming that I went to a concert one time. The first one, I saw them 3 times. I was deaf, or at least I had like ringing tinnitus where it was very hard for me to hear for 3 days. When me and my friends left that concert, I think it was the San Francisco Cow Palace, we were yelling at each other and we were in the same car. And that lasted for 3 days. Yeah. And then Santana was my third. No, yeah, my third before The Clash. Only because I call them. Sorry, I just went away, but I'm back. And I actually, it clashed with my eardrums. They did. I haven't even been looking at myself on my phone. Okay. Everyone should refresh because of that. Just like, make sure you're caught up. But so I saw Santana on something called here in Oakland. Now I have a hair in my eye. The Day of the Green concerts. And those were in the 70s at the Oakland Coliseum. And you paid literally like $12 for a ticket to go and see like 4 major bands all day long. And they had a lawn down at the bottom or the stadium seating. And so for $12, you could go see 4 bands all day long for $12. I mean, what? Imagine that today. And Santana was the headliner, and the acoustics at the Day of the Green were so bad that, I mean, we all walked out. They were the headliners. We sat through the first 3 bands, loved it. Santana played. They were so bad. More than half the stadium walked out on Santana. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. And then Led Zeppelin. Love it. Led Zeppelin. Cutting edge music back then. And not to everyone's taste, but that's okay. Now, so see, everything is a lower price today, except like those earrings. There'll be a few household items, but just wanted to art. It's the theme, art, handmade, unique art. I don't know. Anyone here ever seen Santana, Led Zeppelin, The Clash, Prince? Clash best. See, Ellen, Eileen, I would have thought Clash, right? But they were just so loud. All you could hear was the loud instruments. You couldn't hear their voices. And I went to see them 3 times, and every time it was like that. And it was just, I think that in England, you would say it was shite. So very disappointing. But I went 3 times hoping it would get better. It never did. I saw him at the Cow Palace place here in Oakland by the lake. Never got better. Never got better. So these start at 16. Now, why? I'm going to say why. Why? Those are, just those Japanese 1950s necklaces. Yeah, that's true. But, so I love the colors of this one. Pink. I wish it would stop swinging. Pink, black, and orange. Very unusual color interspersements with, let's make this thing stop spinning. Oh, the Guess Who and the Gatlin brothers. Well, that's interesting. The Guess Who, absolutely. And the Gatlin brothers, I like some of their stuff. There's a lot of country I like. I was just listening to Rick. Good Lord, I forgot. I have a playlist, 40s, 50s, and 60s country. So why is this high? Why do I love this so much? And then these right here are like faux pearls that are, it's not showing up very well. Hold on. That are speckled. They're like grays and blacks, speckled. And then there's clear seed beads. Now, what about these? This is why I love this piece. You see these? These are, I think this is earlier than the 50s. Or at the very least, it's right after the war. These are celluloid orange plastic beads. I've never seen that before. I have never seen these Japanese drop, almost choker style necklaces. See that? With orange celluloid beads. Never. I was shocked. They're hollow. I'd never seen that. So all these orange are these hollow celluloid. And, it's just unusual. And because I love my plastics, I was like, well, that's not something I'm going to see again anytime soon. So they're up. There's the Japan. That's where they always put it. Typical kind of 1950s. The one thing I will say about this is definitely a collector's piece for those who, love their Bakelite and celluloid. You could still wear it. I also like the way they decided to do pinks and orange with blacks and the speckles. This is gone. This would be the extender. It should go down to about here. There's only 2 left. It's gone. Now, you can still hook it together. It just means you can't extend it 1.5 inches. It only had the original 2 chains, so nothing's missing there. These are those nice glass spacers. And it is on cord. It is on cord, not metal. So it's a 1950s piece. I love it. I'd like to have the earrings that went with this. If they included the orange celluloid balls. I said it. I would love that. Let me put this one on Dolly for a second. I just want this one to get some time. So to me, plastics, celluloids, Bakelites, the things that they decided to do with it, is art. So, I love it. But don't smash at these. They are hollow. You can squash them. Don't do it. Yeah. See, this one has a tiny little, see right there. Actually, hold on. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. They all have that. They have these little 4 pushed in holes around the top. Maybe that's part of how they made it in the mold. Totally unsure. But I think it's fantastic. Cupid's Angel. Hello, Cupids. I have not met you before. It's very nice to have you in. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in. And Husky, hello. Husky, my email will pop up as soon as I'm done showing this. It'll be pop on the screen, and I'm almost done showing this. So to anyone who collects unique, eclectic pieces, starts at 16. This is one of those pieces. I had to bring it. How are you, Husky? How are you? Cupid's Angel. That's a great name. You guys always have great names. Wasn't Colette's sale the other night just fantastic, y'all? Anyone who was there? It was great. She was having such a good time. So there you go. Look at it on. I like it. Yes, I do. So it's probably about 14 and 16. Yep. Wow. El Cerrito and Albany yesterday. So, well, you were right by me. I'm off of Calusa after the circle. That's where where I grew up and where my dad and, my mom's gone house is. Did you go to the estate sale over here, Husky? I didn't have time to pop into that. But there was an estate sale over here. It was either in Albany or El Cerrito, one or the other. Oh, that bag is too small. But I was curious what they had, because over here, in this area, there is a lot of estate sales going on right now. And a lot of them are only on like Thursday, Friday, not even Saturday, Sunday. I don't know if that's a new trend or what. Oh, so see, I grew up on Solano Avenue running around, but I also went up to Live Oak Park. It's a whole story. You went to the theater that I just went to with my daughter, and we saw, good Lord, the movie Benji and his cousin, and they go to Poland to honor their grandmother. And then there's the Thai food restaurant, isn't it? Right next to it. I eat there a lot. Yeah. So I know where you went. Where is that 16? So I can take it down. It's a great theater. I think I showed, there's my email, Husky. Not the Fantastic Finds, but starting with the MS. On Friday, I showed a pair of earrings that have that real typical neon sign theater type of arrow decoration. And I was talking about all the old theaters and how they're all closed except that one near me. Yep. So funny that you bring that up. This world is very small. Okay. I hope you had a good time, Husky. I am going to do this bottle. And I am going to do it at, I'm lowering the price just a little. I could hold out, but you didn't see my email? Oh, it was on the screen, so hold on. It was right after my name. Maybe, so I just typed it in the chat. Maybe you just didn't look at that moment. That's okay. So this starts at 31. Good. Okay. This starts at 31. Is a beautiful Art Deco Czechoslovakian carved perfume bottle. Black glass. It's got its stopper. I'm assuming this is the original stopper. I'm assuming. But in looking at Czechoslovakian glass perfume bottles, they often have a very fancy stopper top. So with that said, I cannot be positive. But what I will say, if it's not the original stopper, it's a really good marriage. So Kathy helped me on this one. It was a mystery. Kathy and some other people helped me. Look at this incredible star carved bottle. And here's the edges. This thing is super fancy. It's really like a purple, but it's so dark that it's like a black purple. Now, when I got this, I was very puzzled by it. There is this one tiniest of flea bites. It's super tiny. Because it has the company iRice on the bottom. It says they imported it to New York or something. Right? Isn't that right? Yeah. Imported to New York. And that made me really puzzled because I know iRice, but I know iRice as more like a kitsch importer. And so I was like, well, how they didn't make this? What's going on? What's happening? But then I moved it to show people, and there, carved into the bottle, is made in Czechoslovakia. Well, yeah, it's Czech glass, which is why I was so puzzled about the iRice sticker. So Kathy Wiseman, sorry, no thank you, spam call. I can't ever turn my phone off because my dad might call me with some emergency. So I was like, iRice did not make Czech glass. This is Czech glass. What's happening? Well, so before, and I guess during, at the beginning of World War I, Japan went in and took out trainloads of Czech glass before the war would have destroyed all the glass. So that is why iRice imported it. But it was made and already cut and all the rest of it back in the 1910s in Czechoslovakia. So this is an antique. It starts at 31. For an antique, where'd it go? Cut glass made in Czechoslovakia. Purple black glass. Then with the original import sticker, I'd say that's pretty dang sweet. And then look at the stopper. Even if it's not the original stopper, the dauber is fully there. This is just dirty. That's all that is. And then the glass, there's a seam here, but the glass is swirled. So I love it. I was bringing it at 36. Today I brought it at 31. And wow, Husky, are you saying you're in at 31? There is so much history. I mean, that's one of the things. So I don't want to be one of those channels, and I'm not, where I just have a written list, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm like, boom, 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 move on, boom, 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 move on. I want to talk. I want to explore. I want to educate. I want to learn from you. I want to know. I want to hang out. I want to enjoy. And so that's what I do here, Mondays and Fridays. Yay, Husky. Good for you. Okay, Husky's in at 31. If anyone else is interested, I need to see a 32 or better. Once I get to items that are $50 or higher, it's $5 increments. But right now, it's only $1. Fantastic, Husky. Because I love this thing. I love this thing. I think the person who sold this did not see that it was made in Czechoslovakia, just like I did not the first time I showed it. I never saw that. It was only the second time. So, yeah, my benefit, your benefit. So, 32 or higher, y'all, fair warning. I'm allowing for the 20-second lag between StreamYard and YouTube. Last call. I love this. This will be a beautiful one for your collection. Okay. Get something in now or it's too late. Anyone else? For 31. Sold the Husky. 31. Excellent. Yeah, I could see this being something that I start collecting because they're the perfume deco bottles. Wow. Wow. They're beautiful. So thank you, Husky. Let me write that down. And maybe if we are able to meet up, then I can give it to you in person. And you, because since we're both in the same area, saves you on shipping. But however you want to do it, I'll put it over here safely. Thank you. Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to do another, I appreciate it. You'll love it. At least I hope you do. I hope you do. Start choice. Let me get rid of this start. I need to get to 500 subscribers so I can give away a 10-pound jewelry jar. I'm going to start putting the good stuff in now. And so I can get a mod. I'm not going to get a mod with perks until I get to 500, but I need one because I'm technologically challenged. And I'm always doing really weird things. It doesn't matter. It's like I know how to do it and I do it wrong all the time. So, okay. These are definitely art. These are from the 60s and 70s. They were really big during the MCM period. And there's 3 to choose from. This one is my favorite. Boy, that's really blown out. It is, to me, like a fetish bear, very Alaskan, carved in quartz. It's got a lot of carving, a lot of detail. He's sitting down, so these are his 4 feet, 4 legs. I'm not, let me get that ring light out of there. There's something, there you go. I'm not quite sure how those eyes, the fact of the matter is, you know what? I've never even thought of this, which is just preposterous. But I've always been saying, how are those eyes done? What's going on with that? And I always thought it was like a paint or a something. So I'm going to stop futzing with it. But now I'm wondering, because there are holes, the eyes are carved in, if that's dirt. I'm going to try to clean it with a Q-tip. Yeah, that's weird. So look at all the ridges on this guy. I don't know how well that's translating. This is, I think, the oldest piece. And like I said, it's my favorite. It's got a ton of carving and etching and polishing going on. Here's the bottom. There is a little space right here. And I don't think that translated so well. I think it's better back here. Yeah. Some kind of quartz. And like I say, I think it's a fetish bear. I think it probably came from Alaska. And it is little. It's probably around 2.5 inches. So that's one choice. Then we've got this blue with gray kitty. Look at its eyes. I don't know. I don't know because I'm still learning my stones, but what I want to say is that this is maybe raw lapis. Does anyone know? Let me show you the back. It's such a sweet little kitty. Again, lots of carving marks, lots and lots, and then very polished. Is this what raw lapis would look like? Would it have this like grayish stone included? Does anyone in the chat know? And you can help educate me. Here's the back. You see the deep, deep blue? Or is it like it's a dense stone. It's not light. Is it a sodalite? I mean, I don't think so because I don't think sodalite was a thing back in the 60s. So, yeah. It's like this grayish with a lapis blue. Here's his little feet. And his little face. And he's tiny compared to, see. And then the third choice. Yeah. I agree, Husky. Also, it, saves you on shipping. And then here's your typical quartz horse. And he does have little black glass at one time, and they fell out, the glue, although I tend to doubt, but who knows. I think these are just really well made. They are the thing that, see, here's the carving in the mane. And I think these are quartz, but wait a minute. So instead of quartz, this might be, I think this one's marble. I think this is a marble, but this is a quartz because look at the yellow colors and the kind of a little bit of opalescent. And then see here, this is more like a marble with that orange streak in it. Yeah, different. So $12 choice for your little carved animals. Okay, one day these will sell. And nobody answered me if this is like a lapis. And I don't know, but I want to know. I just don't know my I don't know my let me kind of rewind that thought. I do know a lot of stones and semi-precious stones, but I am, 80% knowing of stuff. And with stones, I'm going to go with 50% if it's a semi-precious or precious. And when it comes to something like that cat, if it's like a raw lapis, I don't know enough to say with any certainty. So when I ask you, chat, I'm asking you because I'm learning and I want to learn. And any one of you who knows is going to tell me, at least tell me what you think. And then from there, I can start learning. And that's what I want to do. So let me take that away. So, I kind of, this is a community that loves vintage and antiques, maybe different genres, different styles, but that's what we're all here for. So I like to think of it as we're learning together. See, my prices today, anyone who comes here regularly knows that they're lower. Now I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but again, I have shell items along with the Japanese art items. And I don't know how I did that. So I want to show you, you see this cord? This is just a like thick string cord. I put this on here. You can take it right out, but I put it on there just so that it could be a necklace. But honestly, it's fine. But I would want to take it off and put it on a really nice necklace. Now, the only issue with that, once you see the item, is that the hole is small. So you can't fit a chain right in there. You would have to buy a large or own a large jump ring and put the jump ring through. And like I said, it would need to be a larger size. And then enclose that jump ring over a necklace. Now I can do that no problem because I've made jewelry and have all the appropriate tools, but not everyone can. But so that's why I put the cord on as an option. So here's the back. It's a shell, right? This is from probably the 70s. Looks like it was a type of conch. And what does it have on top of it? I think that maybe is supposed to be a hermit crab. And these are coral leaves, dark pink and light pink. And then see the little shell? I was calling this, I haven't shown this for a long time. And I was calling that just a bug, which is fine. But now when I'm looking at it again and I see this little shell, I'm thinking hermit crab. And that would be really appropriate, right? Because it is a seashell. And those are two red beads for the eyes. And it's got the gold tone legs and these 2 pieces of coral, which, as I hope you all know, this started at 18. My apologies, I didn't highlight it. I have a little bit of brain fog today. As I'm presuming most of you know, we're not allowed to mine coral anymore because it ruins whole ecosystems that are vital to our ocean. So you can't, unless you are raising man-made coral, you cannot go in there and get coral out of the ocean anymore. So that coral is ancient, and see how it's carved. And then you have your little bug on it, or your little hermit crab. And I just think it's really sweet. I love the way it's done. And it's smooth, smooth, smooth. In 18, these little critters on shell with something like this coral, they go for up to double what I'm asking. I'm bringing low prices today. Now, I try not to ever ask full retail unless I absolutely have to. But I'm just letting you know that these sell anything with a little critter like this on it and or the coral go for a lot more. They're very popular. So here you go. And what would it look like on? Like this. Would you want to wear it? I don't know. You know, would I want to wear it, or would I want to just put it in my collection, put it down like this on my table with some shells? I'm bringing some shells in a minute, beautiful shells, and make a little display. I would probably do that instead. So it is probably 2 inches long. Maybe a little over, like 1.5 inches wide at the widest. Thank you, Cupid. I love it. But see, again, I'm eclectic. So, you know, that's just me. Let me put it in a bag. And you know what I'm going to do, because I said that, I'm now going to do a choice of the shells that I'm thinking it would display nicely with. Yeah. Because Monday's mod styling is all about a theme of decorating with vintage and antique, right? So it seems appropriate to do these now. God, sorry, I say this a lot, but I love these. And I picked them up yesterday to add into my art theme, and I thought, my God, I want to keep these. And then I was like, no, can't keep them, because I have certain things I collect, and I can't collect everything. I'm at an age where I got rid of a lot of stuff, and then I let in some new stuff that I collect, but I can't start collecting everything anymore. So that's just me. I can't. Well, I could. I mean, it's my life. I could do whatever I want. I could do whatever I want. But I'm trying to keep the collections I have and move the rest of it on and pass it on to you, friends. I mean, there's stuff I've been bringing out of my personal collections for you. So starts at 12. And I'm talking. I need like a sidekick partner, like on TikTok or something, where one person, like Dandy, I love Dandy. I haven't talked to her in a long time. We need to have a sale together. I really need to reach out to her. We haven't had one in a long time. But she brings in Muppets, just her voice, and then they play off each other. And I need a voice. So this is the first choice at 12. This is so polished, and yet you still feel the ridges, the ring lights blowing out the colors, of course. This is beautiful. It's here. So this is like gray with light brown streak right there, and all the spikes, and then the top is gray going into brown. This thing is pristine. I want to tell you, for all of you who like shells are mind-blowingly expensive, even for florists who can get them wholesale right now. Why is that there? Oh, it's the light from my window. So believe it or not, $12 is not expensive for this piece. Here's the inside. It's a little darker there, but lighter on the back. This has, see, it's interesting how it goes from grays to the brown. Maybe they start out gray and become brown. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I love this. So to me, this is art. This is Mother Nature's art. This is God's art. This is the goddess art. This is the universe's art. Whatever you want to say, this is art to me. So see how the bug could fit? And now this one is twice as big. And I thought about bringing them separate and asking even more for this one. And then I was like, no. Look at this one. What's going on there? What is with this incredible lines? I've never seen that before. I'm used to just, the lines like that. This. And it's, wow, it's so highly polished. And these ridges are thick and fat, and you can feel those lines right here. You can feel them with your finger. Here's the bottom. That's very interesting. There's the old remnants of a paper tag in there. These are both much older shells. Someone went on a cruise or I don't know what. Now look, see how this is orange and brown, and yet it has this little bit of gray right there. Nautical. This is gorgeous. I hope it's coming across on YouTube correctly. I mean, I don't know. And then see the back of this one? This. So wouldn't this be perfect with that bug? Hold on, Husky. Yes, you can. So see, wouldn't these, one or both of these, be a beautiful display with the bug on the shell? See, there you go. We've decorated with art and Mother Nature's art. So, Husky, yes, you can. And I will totally put that in just a minute. That is my favorite one. So the little gray with the brown tip one is 3 inches long. And this orange swirled thing is almost 4 inches long. And it is 2.5 inches wide. And the gray one is a little over 1.5. So your choice, 12. Your choice, $12 for either one of these. And you get one of these, and then you can mix it with that little shell bug art. Yeah. I don't know. This thing is, these are incredible. Oh, Patsy. Patsy's in. Okay, let me take care of Patsy first. Okay, Patsy's in. Choice. It's choice, Patsy. Because I screwed up and didn't put that in the first place because I'm sorry I'm having a fibro flare. And that makes my brain not quite, So, fair warning, if anyone else is interested in either one of these shells, you need to come in at 13 or higher. And hi, Patsy. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm accounting for the lag here. Last call for this one, which I still love this one, and this one. Look at the back of that. I don't know. I don't know what this shell is. I've just never see it. And she wants orange. Okay, so that was enough of a wait. Sold to Patsy for $12, and she wanted the orange one. Thank you, Patsy. You're supposed to be on vacation? Isn't that orange shell? Patsy, you're supposed to be on vacation. I hope you're someplace fabulous. Do you know what that shell is? Like what type of creature it is? Because it's not your usual conch shell, and I've never seen it before. So I have no idea, but I'm very curious. Sold to Patsy M. The orange one. So the gray one is left for 12 if anyone is interested. Oof. Let's put this right here carefully. The orange one is also thinner than this one. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone that's here. And if everyone, I hate doing this all the time, but if you can give me a thumbs up if you like me, if you like my items, me, my sale, if you like to support small businesses, I would appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna move away. Do I have any other for that? Okay, as long as I've been on this shell theme, let's close out with the last two shell items. Okay, yeah, well, Patsy, if you ever do a Google image search, which I didn't do because I literally just picked it up at 2:00 yesterday afternoon, and you discover what it is, hit me up on Instagram or something and let me know what it is, because it's gorgeous. Okay, I'm on a shell theme, y'all. I don't know how this happened. I literally put together an art theme, and somehow it wound up being, again, a lot of the geisha stuff and shells. Don't know. And after this, I'm going to do the other 3 art books, but I'm still keep going. So this is beautiful orange, black, and white cut, polished shell pieces made into like a puka style necklace. Definitely tropical shell pieces. Absolutely beautiful. Again, it has all that motion and just natural art. See, to me, this is art. The way they took these pieces of very thick shell and cut and polished them down to make these shell beads. And it's this is being blown out. as always. This happens all the time. It's very orange. See, oh, there you go. So see, there's orange, black, brown, and cream. Still very blown out. There you go. Come back here and you can see there's a lot of deep orange, and it's an orangey pink. Let's go with orangey pink. Even though the shell pieces are older, I'm thinking this is from the 70s. This has got a barrel clasp. It is strung with metal wire. So because it's strung with the metal wire, it tends to do that when it's not on. You can absolutely, and a part of that too is because it's on, there you go. It's on the clasp, and it got wound and wound. And so then I just opened it and unwound it. I will show you how long it is. It's like the puka shell necklaces, right? So it is a choker size. So it's probably 12 inches around in total. It's a choker. This was a 70s style of necklaces, usually just a little white puka shells, but this one has that depth with the orange and the browns and the blacks. So if you have a skinny neck, or you have this extra because you're older like me and you don't care, then this is for you. 15. I like it. I like it. Patsy, you're easily distracted. I am not easily distracted, but but my brain goes to some interesting places pretty easily. Okay. See, this is why I need a mod. I think I'm in the thing to type and it goes someplace else, and you would think I'd learn by now, right? Haven't learned. Okay. This is going to start at 13. And then I'm done with my shells and whatnot. I think this is a piece of jasper. Maybe it's agate. I think it's lovely. I love the depth. I love the colors. There's a lot of opalescence. There is a jump ring. So you can, it's pretty small right there. So again, you could put a very fine necklace through here, as long as the end of where the jump ring connects to the clasp was a very tiny jump ring and it's a thin chain, or you would have to do cord, or you could take the jump ring off because it starts at 13 and just hang out with it. Use it in your display once again. Oh, no, I have done something terrible. Husky, I completely forgot about Husky. Okay, Husky wants the carved MCM bear for 12. Good Lord. You know what, Husky? You need to yell at me because I am my mod. Husky. 12. Good Lord. I'm so glad I remembered. Where is the little bear? Yeah, that's my favorite one. And I do think he's fetish, and I'm quite sure he's got a story and a history, and he's worth more than that. Okay, so back to this piece. I think this is I think it's agate. And I think it's, okay, so the way this is, it's just like this polished piece. I don't think they cut a whole huge chunk out of here. I think somehow or another this was the whole piece. I don't know. I look, y'all. I don't know. But I love this translucence of these colors. Maybe they were going for like a heart look. Maybe they thought they were going to do more in here, or you could. I don't know. But I love Mother Nature's art. And so I picked it up. And that's what it is. You can see right there some white where it's like was attached to, maybe it was attached to a shell. I don't know. I don't know. And it is about 2.5 inches. It's just a fun piece. It's eclectic. It's like me. So there you go. That's what it is. Starts at 13. Thank you for looking. Okay. Oh. So by the colors, you'd say it's a conch shell. Kathy Wiseman, you have to be talking about the shell. Yeah, by the colors, but what about the lines? I don't know. So I'm going to show these other 3 art books that were the whole inspiration for this show. And if I come across, I believe these are 14 choice. If I come across the picture that's like, oh, the necklace, you think it's a conch? Oh, the orange, not the agate. Thank you, Kathy. Yes. I'm a little slow today. Good Lord. And let me do this correctly. Okay. This is going away. This is correct. My brain hurts today. Okay. So one of these has a serious, beautiful pinup girl in it. I don't know. YouTube has all these rules. I hope I don't get a strike. This is, again, William T. Foster. This one has that right there is rough, but otherwise it's good. Faces and features. And the person that helped William Foster on this one is Fritz Willis. She's elegant. So the dollar books are from the 40s. Here's the back. Now, this one, it's old. So right here on these 2 pages, it's got that, tea staining stuff going on. Nothing I can do about that, but look at that lady. And there is an introduction. The head is neither a cube nor an egg, it says. Someone must have spilled, again, some coffee or something. And, you know, they're so old. What are you going to do? Look at that lady. I always wanted to try to have that haircut, that 1910, 1920s kind of flapper, curled bob. But when I was really skinny, I don't think it would have ever looked good on me. Yeah. Okay, this is just a bunch of black and white faces. But if you're an artist or you want to learn how to draw, here's color palettes. All these artists and William T. Foster were renowned artists that did these publications. Here's how to do noses. I'm able to draw a face and get the dimensions of a forehead to a mouth and all that correct, but noses, impossible. I cannot do noses. Here's the lady on the front and how they layered it up. Interesting. Yeah, see, these are practically antique. So, and it's ephemera, and their books. So the coffee stain, I think, thank you, Cupid's angel. I think it gives it some character. Now, see, now they stopped. That's why I really think someone had all these books and was an artist and learned from them. Look at this woman. And again, you can cut these out and use them to frame. Look at how that 4-panel would be. Let me see if I can show you. Look at how all 4 panels put together in one frame. It's kind of like an Andy Warhol thing, even though it's not. It could be. And there's the colors they used in it, see, to layer it. Look at her. I just always wanted to be able to look like these ladies. But I look like me, and that's okay because I'm pretty. And then some of the differences between a male and female head and little ways in which you can draw it. Look at her. Wow. Talk about sultry. It's like Sophia Loren or something. Okay. Then it just has this last thing and a whole bunch of publications. The Nude, Folk Art in Mexico, Moods, Dancers in Action. I would love to have all these books. Trends in Modern Art, list of the Walter T. Foster, and this is, again, Foster Art Services in Tustin, California, printed in the USA. Whoa, sorry. I mean, you know, these still have their covers. They're not falling off. So that's one, and I know, but they're not that big of books, and I feel like I need to go through the pages so you all know what you would be buying. This is another $1 one. And this artist is Charles LaSalle. Anyone know that name? I know that name. I think I studied him in art history. This is drawing with charcoal. Let's see, here is how you start the head. Can you imagine drawing with charcoal? I'd love to. I've always wanted to do art. Okay. So there's a lady over there. That's a little risque, but You notice they penciled out. That's pencil. Her bottom, yeah, that's just pencil, y'all. Look at that. That is done as if it's the actual portrait. For a minute, I thought it was someone's drawing that had been left in there. There's a man, and see over here is how to get the dimensions correctly. There's a whole measuring process you go through when you do art. I took drawing, where naked people would come in and you had your easel and you spent hours like trying to capture the figure. I was never very good at it. And what I learned when I got older was the reason I wasn't very good at any of this is because I was inhibited and I was uptight and I was afraid. Okay. So the minute I realized that and I just started drawing and not worrying who was going to look at it, all of a sudden I could draw very nicely, pictures of nature. Humans, I still have a hard time. Okay, if anyone is offended by nakedness, look away. I put that these videos are not made for children. So anyone who doesn't want to see a naked woman, don't look. Beautiful. I would consider framing this. Yep. I don't know. Here's another. I don't know if I'm not allowed to show that on YouTube, but it's not made for kids. So, here is this with up top how to do it. And this is how to draw with charcoals. There's more. You wouldn't think that with this child's face, what would be inside. But the whole thing is, yeah. Maybe that was the way they got around advertising it. All of this is the ladies. But oh, wow. They did a thing with a child's face so that they could put it in stores, I guess. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, and then look at the end. Wait. You have to see that. This beautiful ballet dancer. Wow. Okay. That's choice number 2. And the last one, I know this takes a long time. I apologize, but wow. I love the cover of this. This was $2, so this was in the 50s. And here's the back cover. Totally frameable. And babies' heads. I know I'm doing a weird job showing this to you. I'm sorry. Different women's heads. How to draw them. Men and little boys. Teenagers. Look at that lady. I just love, their hairstyles, their dresses. I'm like all in. Kathy, can you make vintage hats? I want a vintage hat, Kathy. I took a picture from, here's a mom and a son. So you get the idea. Let's see what the color one on this is. The color is just a bunch of different women's heads with all those hairstyles. Just that right there. If you want to do your hair in the style of vintage and you need to know how they crimped it, well, there you go. So those were $14 each. Okay, your choice. So if anyone comes in later on the rewatch, let me know that you're interested. But Kathy, I have to take a Tylenol for my headache. Sorry. If you know how to make like the Gilded Age hats, Downton Abbey, I need to talk to you. In that, oh, I think it was Downton Abbey. She was wearing this smaller up brim blue hat, and it was like in the 20s or the movie. And there were like arrows, like Art Deco design going up. It was fantastic. And I thought, wow, I would love that. And maybe one little feather that went over and the smallest brim, and I would wear it in the summer. Yes, Husky, totally. A lot of caffeine and a lot of Tylenol. Ugh, I have fibromyalgia, and it hurts, and it's a miracle to me when, this is my business and I need to grow my business more than it is. Like, you see how few sales I've had today. Sometimes I have a lot, sometimes I have none, and sometimes I have a little. But I get to hang out with all of you, and that's great. But in order to build a business, you have to show up and you have to do it. So even when I have fibromyalgia, unless it's just incredibly outrageous, I have to show up, So I'm here. Anyone who isn't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you took a moment to, it's not even a minute. Just go to my channel and click on subscribe. You never have to come back again. But I want to get to 500. Why? Because then I need to get to 1,000. Why? Because then YouTube will monetize me and I might make $10 a month. Ah, you do, Cupid? Oh, no. I'm so sorry. That sucks. I just watched this morning, and then I'll move on with the Cellular. I'm sorry. This morning, Calamity Girl, who's in Steph's chat a lot, she has a YouTube channel, and I watched her the other day talking about different cleaners and something. I don't know. And I was like, well, that's interesting. But then I subscribed, and then she came up on my feed just today, and she was talking about living with MS and all the autoimmune diseases. And so, oh, thank you, Cupid. But you might want to check out Calamity Girl, because I was like, hands up, here's a YouTube community, vintage, rolled over into these bizarre autoimmune diseases. So, yeah. Okay. This starts at 18. And I'm sorry that, oh, good Lord. So, my cousin, I'm from North Carolina. That's where I was born, but I've been in California most of my life. My cousin has Crohn's. That's a hard one. And I think fibromyalgia and Crohn's and fibromyalgia and migraines, they're all of those. MS, that's a whole nother discussion for another, but they are all the same animal, but just presenting in a little bit different way. But they all, and I think they all come from influenzas, just like long haul COVID stuff. All the people with long haul COVID are starting to have a lot of the symptoms that people with like fibromyalgia. So I really hope, bye Kathy, I'll see you later. I really hope they start, now that they see that actually this does happen, I hope they start researching it more and give us all a little bit more help. So I thought this was just so pretty and artsy. They're blown glass blue beads. These are definitely older beads. I'm going with 60s, maybe 50s. Basic clasp, a little bit higher quality. And then, and see the blue blown glass beads. And they just have the metal bar that they put through, and then they connect to each other. It's a beautiful, like, periwinkle blue. And they're so polished and so smooth. Look at this one. Here is the silver toned caps. Those are definitely older. So I'm going to go with my 50s to 60s theory on these beads because of those. The constructions, the beads, and the finials. Yep. And then at the end, this is always a thing with me. I don't know why. Here you go. It has the, what I call a seed bead, the bottom pendant bead with this. Now, did this used to have something hanging here, like a little cross or something? Maybe and probably. But I don't see where it was pinched open and something taken off. However, I make jewelry, or I used to, and that's easy to open with some good German needle nose pliers, and then slip on whatever you want. A cross, an orange bead, an angel. Like, okay, well, I just said that. So here we go. Look at that. In fact, I could do this. And it's short. It's short. So that was a little puzzling. Like, I don't know if it would have a cross on it with it being so short. I said angel, and then I just happen to have this angel sitting over there. This angel could go on here. This is a little, is this pewter? I think, I don't know that it's pewter, but it's older and it's a thick metal, really solid. It's very nicely done. Even the pendant top, and it does have the jump ring. It's not sterling. But wouldn't this be really lovely on the bottom of this necklace? I mean, it matches the silver tones. So actually, and this is just short, but it's beautiful, right? At least I think it is. Starts at 18. So actually, if someone was interested in this for 18 and you wanted the angel on the bottom, I would charge you an additional $5 for the angel, and I'll put it on myself. So then that makes the whole thing $23, and I could put it on myself easy. And that would make this perfect. And if this doesn't sell today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it aside and put this angel on it. I didn't even think of that before the sale because I just picked this up. So I'll show you how long this is on Dolly. It's short. Let's see again. Wouldn't that be? I like it. But of course, you might want to put a cross or a heart, or I don't know. But just an idea. So I'll tell you how long it is. This is a really sweet piece. It's very light, and it's probably late 50s, 60s. And I don't think the depth of the glass is coming through as much as I would like it to, but it's really, really pretty. So without the drop at the bottom, yeah, it's about 10 inches on each side. So 20 inches total. So 10 inches. It's going to be probably about as long as my necklace that I'm wearing right now with this Ganesh. And then with the drop, it's going to be probably right down to about here. And if you put the angel or a cross on, down to here. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of swirl and colors in these beads that I'm just not sure it's coming through. I really, and this is so light. I love this. I think it's just so sweet, and the blues are so pretty. But nobody else loves it as much as me. So I'm going to put it in a blue bag with the angel. And I'm going to revamp it. And next time I bring it back, it's going to be 25. That's what's going to happen. As it's going to have a solid construction. Okay. I'm going to show this now. I so appreciate anyone that is still here, anyone that's lurking, that's chatting, that has stopped in, given me a thumbs up, subscribed like Cupid's Angel. Okay, I dropped this $2 from when I showed it the other day. This, you can't, if anyone was here the other day, you already know the spiel. I'm not going to go into it as much as I did the other day. This is glass. It's like watermelon tourmaline. It's huge domed ring. It's got 3 layers of gold tone metal. I cannot say that it's actually gold because the hallmark inside is so worn down. This is from probably the late 50s, maybe early 60s. It is stunning. It is Whiting and Davis jewelry. It is Whiting and Davis. Here's the back. Now, when we went through this the other day, you can find earrings, pendants, tie clips, adjustable Whiting and Davis costume jewelry rings from the 70s. But you cannot find a actual solid band ring with this glass from Whiting and Davis. There isn't any out there. I have it. This is, and the hallmark of Whiting and Davis, it took me forever. It's right here. It's so worn down. And I did a deep dive into the history of this. And it's so hard to read. There is something in there, and it may say GF, but I can't tell. I cannot make it out. I tried and I tried and I tried. And someone wore this a lot. And even with them wearing it a lot, there's no wear on it. It's super quality. The one thing, I would be keeping this. There's no way I'd get off of it if it fit a different finger. The glass is incredible. It's Whiting and Davis. Whiting and Davis made jewelry. Some in the 50s, a lot in the 60s, a little bit in the 70s. And then they were done. They are still in existence today. They do not make jewelry. They make bags, but they're not Whiting and Davis. They're owned by some other company. And I don't know who that is, but they're not Whiting and Davis. So it is really small. It is 4.5. 4.5 size, 4.5. Now, before I had my daughter, I could have worn a 4.5 on Yeah, no, not even this finger. Maybe this finger. But there are people out there with very tiny, slender fingers. And even if you can't wear this, it's a Whiting and Davis. It is solid, not adjustable. Put it in your collection and drool. I brought this higher the last time I brought it. I dropped it by a few dollars. I cannot drop it any more than that. But where I bought it, didn't know what they had. They had a little tag that said, a magical ring. I was like, it sure is magical. And because of this stone, Sarah Coventry did a whole line of just flat glass with this foil colored glass like this. And I thought it was probably Sarah Coventry. And then I realized, whoa, no, it's Whiting and Davis. Look at how high that is. One last time. Someone out there wants or needs this. I promise you. I don't know. I probably won't be bringing it back for a while because I keep bringing it. And well, people really like it. I'm not getting any interest. So let's see, y'all. How about I'm gonna do like about 6 more pieces and call it, because I've been on 2.5 hours and I'm mostly talking to myself, and I'm not getting I'm not making any sales, and I am in a fibro flare, so I need to call it. I need to say, see you later. So I'm right up close to see you later. I don't do recaps. So anyone who has come in and you saw my preview, or you want to go with your speed really fast like a chipmunk and drop something in the chat that you're interested in, do it now. I'm going to be on about another 20 minutes and then I'm done. This is just what I think is a really cool metal stamped MCM waiter pen. That's what it is. I believe he's from the 60s, possibly the 70s. I think he's fun. Looks kind of Italian or something. I don't know what's going on here. But you see, it's just a thin stamped pin, but I wear brooches on everything. Here's the back. See, it's that like 60s. The pin isn't long and it's just stamped metal, but it's still got like some je ne sais quoi going on. Got a little bow tie. It's about 1.5 inches long. I like it. It's unique. It's different. That's me. So that started at 13. Okay. So I'm going to bring this, and right now I'm going to bring just a couple of household items. And then I'm going to close, because I'm starting to do that thing where it's me. First off, I don't feel good, and I apologize for that, but I can't help it. And secondly, it's starting to be me putting in numbers and numbers, but not making any sales. And I can't. As much as I love you all, and you are a big part of my community and my mental health, I start getting bored. And my time is money. Okay, this starts at 24. This is an incredible. This is glass. This is not the plastic ones that they made. These are glass. AB coated golden yellow and pinks with some blues. Wired together, they put the rhinestone pins through the glass AB coated flower, and then they put these on with metal on this, right? Metal wire. They wrap it and tie it under there. This thing is incredible. These are usually plastic. The one I expected that this was plastic when I picked it up. I was pleasantly surprised when I found out it was glass. Very unusual for these flower shaped with the rhinestones to be glass. They're plastic with AB coating usually. There's where all the metal work comes in. There's the rhinestone pins. And here's the back. I believe this is from the 60s. It's stunning. There's not, a whole lot to say about it other than what it is, which is something fantastic. It starts at 24. It's about 2 inches by 2 inches. I love this all day long. And yeah, it's art. It was hand wire wrapped. It's glass. It's beautiful. Okay. So no interest in that. See, I'm starting to do that thing. I don't want to do this. Nope. Okay. Well, that was... Let's do this again. See, this is where I know it's like time for me to be done now. Start at... Okay, I'm doing this in a jewelry item. And I have, some other really great items back here, including that incredible face jug. I have those things, but some penny dolls, very unusual penny dolls. And I have more jewelry over here. But I'm going to call it after this piece because I can. And and my body hurts. And I'm allowed to do that. So I have this. Oh, and the one earrings. All right. This is from the Katani region of Japan. So this is geisha wear. And this is the piece I was talking about that I was like, I've never seen the green band. It's always the orange brown. So then I thought, after I bought it, I thought, oh, maybe I've been ripped off. No. The color on the top designated different regions. I learned a whole bunch about geisha wear in doing a dive on this. This is from the Katani region of Japan from the 1900s to the 1940s. It's a district, more I should say district. The Katani district. Here is the one geisha, and look at those giant peonies. Of course, this is all hand painted, very fine rice porcelain. So, to me, I guess that's a woman with all of that, but it almost seems like maybe it's a gentleman suitor to this lady. Look at how beautiful that is. It's all raised. You can feel it. I mean, this is all hand painted. This is beautiful. And it's got the traditional. There's their home and or a temple. There's Mount Fuji. The peonies. There's a lake. See, there's the mountains. And here is a tiny handle. There's the bottom. The bottom of this cup has nothing. Let's see. Do you see? In this light, you don't. Let's see. If I do it this way, there. See how see-through it is? You can see, boom. Paper thin. Perfect condition. No repairs. Perfect condition. And it has its saucer. The bottom is so worn off. I can't make no heads nor tails of that. But here is the teacup's saucer. Same little couple. The big peonies. There's their house in Mount Fuji. And the water. Isn't that beautiful? And see, look, there's my finger. Isn't that just incredible? $16 to anyone who collects antique geisha ware. If you go on eBay or just do a search in general for Green Kutani District, Kutani, you're going to find about 4 pieces with the green from that district. It's just not out there. I don't know why. Not a clue. Maybe people think it's a repop. They don't know what they're doing. They've never done a dive like me or took a chance. But there isn't any of this. There's like 3 or 4 pieces with this green, with this different design than the typical. Let me show you the red to show you the difference that I already showed. This is the type, the colors you usually find, but this is a solitary geisha, and that cemetery, that's unusual right there. Okay, but that's the color one expects to find in this rice thin porcelain. This, it's just not out there. So do a dive and get back to me if you collect this or you want to have this in a display. It's just not out there. $16. They're asking like 30 and more for these pieces because I'm going to boldly rare. And, not collects geisha ware. I get it. But if you do, you want this piece. Okay. Okay. No one has dropped anything in the chat that they're interested in. I appreciate everyone that's come in and looked and hung out with me today. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you have not. You don't ever have to come back. But I need my numbers to go up, and I need my sales to go up. I've been on almost 3 hours, and I've made a little over $60. So what is that? $20 an hour, except of course it's not, because I bought the things and I had to go out there and drive, and then you have to research and you have to clean it and display it, and then you have to sell it, and then you have to invoice, and then you have to pack it. So, when you get down to the bottom of it all, maybe I'm making $10 an hour today with a fibro flare. That's not good, right? Now, that is not a daily occurrence. That is not a usual Monday and Friday thing, but it happens sometimes, and I get it. You never know what people, you just never know who your audience is going to be and what people want, and how the economy is, all these things. I get it. I hang out with my friend resellers, circle of friends, all the time. And, I can't buy, but I'm totally interested in what's happening. So I'm not mad at anyone. I just know, when I need to call it. And I get emails after my sales with people claiming items, so it's okay. I just appreciate that you've spent your time with me today. So here is the sterling silver mark. It is tested. It is sterling. I'm sorry that's not showing up very well. And let me just double check. This is the last item I'm showing. So if anyone has come in late, you can go through really quickly, either watch the preview I dropped and put in an item you're interested in, or zoom up your speed and let me know what you're interested in, and I'll sell it to you. So it says sterling. And then it's got a mark. There's the 925, and then it's got some other mark that is probably the maker. But I am not familiar with the mark in any way. So that doesn't help me or help you to know who made these. They are sterling silver lapis. Now see why I thought the cat was maybe raw lapis? Earrings, pierced. They're very nice. They're set up high, so they really have that pop. They're not flat on your ear. And again, I love things that move. I love things that set up, that say, hello, here I am, even if they're dainty. And I love the blue lapis. They're very well made. They're not, as far as I know, they're not vintage. But I could be wrong because I can't make out the maker's mark. Look how pretty that is. They match my eyes. My eyes are hazel blue. I could totally wear these. I mean, if someone doesn't buy them after several sales, I could wear them. I usually tend towards the longer and dramatic, though. These are plastic, thick tortoise shell coming down to a point shoulder duster. And then like my rings, I mean, I'm, So I do wear small post earrings. Yes, I do, but just not as often. So I'm offering them to you for your consideration, starting at $20. There you go. They are really nice. For what they are, I mean, they're just, sterling silver, pierced post-back earrings, but with lapis. But I like them. They're probably 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Okay. I'm going to put these in a bag. And today was art inspired. I still have minerals back here, and I'll just show you, but I'm not going to do the whole pricing thing right now. I'll just show you, and then if you're interested, you can email me at mscwalker@att.net. If you're watching in the replay, you can email me what you're interested in. I did not show these. Here's a little froggy. I know the material that he's made out of and carved, but because I'm not actually showing to sell him right this minute, I'm not going to find that list and tell you all about it, but look at him. I love him. There's a froggy. He's so cute. And then this is a beautiful carved dragon. Very well done. Anyone here like the series, The Vikings? It's a little brutal. It's all that, but the history is very on target. And this reminds me of like their boats. I don't know. I love it. I think this is a form of chalcedony, or maybe that was the frog. I'm not sure. At any rate, look at that. And I know the lady, I bought these from her. It's a family business. And her brother carves all of these. Yeah. Okay. So, let's put that back here. And I have this incredible face jug. Let me get out of the screen. Face jug, hobo, canister. That thing is incredible. And a few other things. Penny dolls. But I'm going to close and I'm going to say thank you to everyone who came in. If you're watching on the replay, you can email me at mscwalker@att.net. It's also in my channel description. Mondays is Mod Stylin', which really just means it's a themed style of vintage or antique. I've done MCM, Victorian, and today was art inspired because, there's a lot. I could have done 70s. I could have done 80s. I could have done, the roaring 20s. But today was art. My next live sale will be Friday's show and tell, vintage and antique jewelry at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. And like I said, for housekeeping, I have 3 packages that will be mailed out tomorrow. And I have 2 or 3 people, 4 with someone who claimed some items. 4 people that I'm invoicing tomorrow. And as soon as I get paid for those, hopefully they'll be shipped out by Friday. And that's it. Anyone have any questions? Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up at the very least. Okay? Thank you. I hope you have a blessed and safe week. I appreciate all of you more than you know. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of you in some chat somewhere sooner than later. Thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. See you soon.